All right, guys. Wanted to kind of let you guys know what's been going on. I didn't make a video at the end of the weekend. Things got busy. I got tired after 3 p.m. on Sunday. I'm done. That's where my weekend starts. But so either way, I degreed the camshaft. A couple things to make sure of is the bigger the degree wheel, the better. This is just what I have. I have my own homemade setup. I have a sleeve in here with a collar, big washer holding it all together, and it's nice and straight and true. A nice pointer that's sturdy, that won't move around on you. You know, you set it up. The camshaft degreed in perfect, dot to dot. All of our opening and closing sequences worked out good. So everything is good. One thing I wanted to show you guys, I could go and show you guys how to degree the camshaft, but there's so many videos out there that you're just going to have to take it upon yourself what method works best. What I do is I don't necessarily follow a particular style. There's two different ways of doing it. There's the intake center line, and then there's the, forgot the other one. But either way, what I do is I draw a lobe. All right, I got most of this information as far as where everything's supposed to happen on Crankshaft Coalition. You can tell my chicken scratch. I constantly make notes. I'm going to have to make a new one. But so you know, I mark where you want to start, kind of measuring for valve lift, where it opens, where it closes. You know, when you want to measure your center line, 50 thousandths under max lift, 50 thousandths over max lift, and that's your center line. And then obviously at the bottom here where your valve starts to open, and then when it closes, those are your two figures. You record those two, and then you add both of them together plus 180, and that gives you your duration. So getting all these numbers essentially and recording them all will get you to, you figure out both methods either way. You know, so you do the intake center line, you do everything else, blah, blah, blah. This is just what works for me. This whole deal, what I do, helps me get the numbers I need from the cam card as far as registering. Now, if it's off, you can advance it. Hopefully that you got enough settings on the keyway that you can get it. The last two Oldsmobiles I did, both sprockets were off. Both timing chains were off by about 4 degrees. So I had to advance them. I got them within a degree. So yeah, pretty much draw yourself a lobe. You know, go out there, look up a video, but this made it really easy for me. Most of the information that I got as far as where everything is supposed to happen was from Crankshaft Coalition. Great site, a lot of good info. Now, what I was going to do tonight was measure for push rod length. My problem is I'm stuck on Oldsmobiles. I got a push rod checker that's like 7+ inches. This is a hydraulic roller. It needs to be under 7 inches. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take this one apart. All right, there's a screw at the bottom. I'm going to cut this one, put a thread this push rod to make the correct length checker. I could order one and wait 2 days, or I can make one so I can get it done. Now the other thing you need to do when you do that is usually you're going to bring the engine down where it's at the bottom of the cylinder, or part way up, and you're going to fill it with nylon rope that fits into the spark plug hole. And the reason for that is you want to hold the valve up so you can remove it. Now you're going to use your valve spring remover that you can use with the cylinder heads on. You know, you put it on there, you tighten it down, you compress the spring, and then you're going to have to remove the spring. That's why you're going to have to hold the valve up. You're going to want to put your checking springs in there. Well, before you do all that, you want to check for lift clearance. So while the valve's being held up, you kind of want to hold up the retainer, the keepers, and you kind of want to measure the distance between, you can't see it very well, but you want to measure the distance between the top of the valve stem seal and the bottom of the most bottom part of the retainer. That way you can make sure that you have adequate clearance for valve lift. I ran them really tight in the past due to machine shops that didn't do stuff that they said they did. So I ran them on the ragged edge. You're supposed to have between 50 and 60 thousandths clearance. I ran them on 20, and I ran into issues, and the push rod length had to be perfect. Otherwise, I was bending them. But once I got it figured out, ran that engine for years. So either way, that's what we got going on this. Camshaft's been degreed. Next thing is to check for push rod length, obviously, and then once we get that, this whole thing go together. So for now, kind of at a standstill until I get this all figured out. And then once I get push rods, we've gone that. But last weekend, I did go over to manual brakes. I got the new master cylinder in place. New lines. I use the copper alloy. Awesome stuff to use, easy to bend. And they seem to be, they feel pretty good. We'll figure it out once it drives, how good the manual brakes, how responsive they're going to be. I'm not expecting modern car braking. They just need to do their job. And then this following weekend, I'm going to be doing the suspension work to the car. And then once that's done, I got a plan to get the engine in. I got to redo the intake seals. But after that, we're going to be good to drop in. So guys, stay tuned. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at Copper's Garage. I'll keep you guys posted on the little projects I got going on. Stay tuned.